Hey, how's it going, y'all? This is Chaz from Classic Moto, and this is the review of the P226 pistol. So, like I do always, first I'm going to give you the stats, and then I'm going to give you my opinion on the weapon. So let's get right into it. First, let's go with the general statistics. The max damage on the weapon is 27, and the minimum is 12.1. And that drop-off starts at 8 meters. So, you're not really going to start wanting to use this after 8 meters because you're going to need 5, 6, 7, even more shots to kill. So you kind of want to keep this in close quarters, and I'll show you why in a second. The fire rate is 400 rounds per minute, which is actually really good for single fire pistols. It's higher than average, so almost as fast as you can click that trigger, you know, you could shoot the pistol, which is really good because this is going to be kind of a spammy pistol. The muzzle velocity is 350 meters per second, which isn't bad, but I'll tell you why you shouldn't be using this one at long range in a second. The magazine size is very comfortable at 16 rounds in the magazine. That means you could spam this a lot when up close and personal. The reload isn't bad either. With a 1.2 second reload if there's still a round in the magazine, and a 1.4 if there's not, that's a really quick reload. Especially with 16 rounds in the magazine, you're not going to have an issue really if when it comes to the reloading problem. This is where the problem lies, and that is the recoil. Not so much the recoil up, that's only 0.4, and the first shot multiplier is only 1, so there's barely any recoil when shooting visual recoil. The only problem is the left and right pull. That left pull is 0.4 and the right is 0.2, meaning that it's not going to be very good for long-range engagements. So anything past 10, 12 meters, you're kind of pushing it when trying to get a lot of accurate shots downrange. So you kind of want to keep it to a shorter range. The reason why is because of the spread. The spread is ridiculously good for the hip fire. The hip fire, when not moving, is 1, and then when moving, it's a 1.5, which is not bad at all. The hip fire spread on this is really, really good, and that's what you should be using this weapon for, is up close and personal and spamming it as much as you can and shooting it from the hip. That's where this weapon shines. So, my opinion on the weapon? Well, I think it's one of my favorite, probably first or second favorite pistol in the entire game right now. The reason being is because it's reliable, it's great for up close, and it still takes 4 shots to kill, but that high rate of fire, you spam that trigger. I mean, that's what you're doing when you're pulling out the pistol, is you're almost all the time you run out of ammo, and then you switch to pistol and you hurry up and trying to get the kill as fast as you can, and you're spamming as many shots as you can, and that's what you need the pistol for most classes, unless you're using it for recon as your kind of primary while you're running around. But for the most case, that's what you're going to want to use this for, is to spam, and it's great for doing that. The reason why it's my favorite too is because the hip fire is ridiculous. You don't want to spend the time to aim down sights and then start shooting and all like that with the pistol. You want to just be able to pull it out. You're already spending time after you've completely emptied your magazine and your primary to pull out the secondary pistol, and by that time, I mean, they might already have an advantage, so you want to do everything that you can to kind of beat the other guy, and just shooting from the hip and saving that time to go from ADS to go to ADS is a big help. The pistol is great. The only problem is for those long range engagements, I wouldn't. And also taking more than one target out, it gets to be problematic, especially with this low damage model. And after 8 meters, it starts dropping so drastically that you kind of want to use this as a last-ditch resort for 1, maybe 2 enemies. It's a good primary pistol for recon if you're taking out one person at a time and stuff like that, because you shoot one person, even if it takes you all 16 shots, like I said, it's only 1.2 seconds, 1.4 seconds to completely reload the magazine. So it's a really good gun in that regard as to being a primary and being fairly accurate. Now, if I was saying, oh, use a pistol for pistol only, I wouldn't recommend this. I would recommend something like the G18, something higher rate of fire, or something with higher damage model like the 1911, or one of the higher damaging pistols if you're using it as solely a primary. But this is a great secondary pistol. I greatly think that you should be using it in any circumstance because it complements almost every play style. So that's my review. I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, stay classy.